Our great and historic city, home to over 1.5 million people, is by no means immune to the inner city problems facing other U.S. cities today. The difficult economy, profound changes in the nuclear family, and the fiscal challenges facing the city in providing our youth with a quality educational environment weighs very heavily on young people throughout Philadelphia. There are some 155,000 students in the Philadelphia School District. 1/3 live in poverty, half live in single-parent homes, and nearly half will drop out of school. According to city law enforcement, business, and civic leaders, the problems facing our inner-city youth today are complex.
50% of all the public high school students in Philadelphia drop out. And there's a direct correlation between that and criminal behavior. There's a direct correlation between high truancy and teenage pregnancy rates.
It's paramount that these kids understand that, they first must have respect for themselves and respect for their bodies, respect for their minds, and know that, that they can do anything. I mean, that's a self-respect. When they have this self-defeating mentality of thinking about just today and going out committing certain offenses and crime, they have no respect for themselves.
Young people today are growing up with a different experience because a significant number of them are in single-parent homes wherein the child goes home or fails to go home at the proper time, and they're out on the streets doing whatever they choose to do.
While engaging, motivating, and educating the inner-city youth of Philadelphia is challenging, the Cradle of Liberty Council provides the necessary tools to ensure that youth are prepared for life. Lewis Cassidy School in West Philadelphia is an integral part of the fabric of this predominantly African-American section of the city. The school faces the same problems as other inner-city schools, but thanks to the dedication of people like Kevin Thomas, Cassidy's on-site school police officer, the young students at Cassidy, through the Cradle of Liberty Scoutreach program, are learning valuable life skills, ethics, and moral values, while also learning that scouting is a place where you can get recognized for doing the right thing.
Consistency, honesty, truth, honor, integrity. Those are things that are lacking on a consistent basis throughout, Philadelphia and a lot of other parts in the world.
Scouts, take your seat.
Young men want to be young men. They see things negative, they see things positive. They're looking for opportunity to be manly. But before you do anything, it's the proper way. You must have a great foundation, you must have strength, you must have honor. You must learn the proper way to execute what you need to have done.
Officer Thomas, Troop 842 Scoutmaster, is a former inner-city scout himself and admittedly runs a tight ship. His special leadership to Troop 842 has made a profound difference to not only his scouts, but to Lewis Cassidy School as a whole.
We have seen a reduction in suspensions and discipline referrals because this program has emphasized things like courtesy and kindness. It's structured and focused on building confidence in children, building capacity in children.
Through the leadership of Officer Thomas, there has been a resurgence of scouting in this neighborhood, and parents and families of the scouts have responded.
We have a lot of good kids. Every year we get anywhere from 75 to 80 sign up. And then once they find out we're not a babysitting service, we require families to join in, help out. Parents have to be committed. It kind of dwindles down to about 35 or 40, and it's consistent.
Among the many youngsters that make up Troop 842 is Weeblo Ahmad Tucker, whose grandfather was a former scout and whose grandmother, Vernestine Johnson, is a tireless supporter of Troop 842 and is always there to assist, mentor, and guide the scouts.
We always believe that children need to be a part of a team in order to know what it is to know your place. In other words, you can't do everything yourself. You can't be the only speaker in the class. So with Ahmad, once he joined the Boy Scouts, and Officer Thomas always emphasized, always look out for your fellow scout, and to be loyal and to be there for them.
I got into scouting because scouting sounds fun. You can do a lot of activities. So it was me that wanted to join the Cub Scouts.
Troop 842 demonstrates that Scouting's use of outdoor activities engages youth of all backgrounds, regardless of where they live.
My favorite thing about Scouting is when we go to the jamboree and we go fishing and archery.
Hamad has grown and matured. He's one of our children who came that was kind of timid, kind of withdrawn, not certain of himself, but he has grown to be one of our leaders. He's blessed to have a nice family environment which encourages him, with family members were scouts before they came. Now he's ready to take charge, he's leading, he's reminding people what they're supposed to do, and as most scouts, we are taught to help each other.
Ahmad and the Scouts of Troop 842 have grown and flourished through the Cradle of Liberty Scoutreach program. They've experienced the best of what Scouting has to offer. They've learned to respect the environment, their families, and most importantly, themselves.
Discipline means being respectful and keep your hands to yourself. Never disrespect an adult.
You see the discipline in him. So he's really grasping what he needs to learn. And the Scouts have been tremendous, giving him that back.
Scouts have values. They have a Scout law to live by. And the Scout law and the Scout oath give people something to hold on to. But notwithstanding those laws, it gives them some inner values to adopt that they themselves can use to control their own behaviors.
Boy Scouts is a great opportunity for any young man growing up in America today, not just inner city kids or suburban kids. It is an opportunity to create, leaders.
There's a culture, that every pack meeting, you're going to start the same way. You're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. There's something about, traditions and a sense of belonging and a sense of normalcy that really helps kids. And they feel as though they'll belong to something. And they get a cool uniform.
They belong to us for life. One of our mottos is that they belong to us till we see their college diploma. Once they come back to school with their college diploma, they're no longer our little heads or little scouts. We have to call them Mr. or Miss. And they strive to come back and show us the diploma. And we have to say, Miss Johnson, Mr. Williams, congratulations, well done. And seeing the pride on their face as they bring pride to their family, it's a good thing.
For over 100 years, Scouting has instilled the necessary values and skills in young people to prepare them to be tomorrow's leaders. Your support of Scout leaders like Officer Thomas will ensure that Scouting's mission continues in our community for the next 100 years. Citizenship, values, leadership, and character. That's Scouting, preparing kids for life.